Good evening, I'm Tracy Jones, and this is my classroom management plan, EDN 5040, Introduction to the Basic Tenets of Education. All right, my philosophical statement. I want to be ensure that my classroom environment is conducive to learning, meaning that's an environment where all my students are able to learn. It's student-centered. I will focus on my students, their well-being, and that's in every aspect, their educational well-being, their social well-being, their overall well-being. And my classroom will be very organized and structured, but it will be a loving and respectful environment. I want to make sure that my classroom is an environment that is actively engaged at all times throughout the day. Okay, we have here pictures of my actual classroom. I'm a fourth grade teacher at South Johnson Elementary. What you see in the first picture, I try to give a big view of my classroom where we have everyone can come to the carpet when we do whole group instruction if they want to, or they can stay at their desk. As you can see, my desk is back there in the corner by the rainbow curtains. That is my desk area, and I do small groups over there from time to time. And you see in the second picture, I have my different materials for block 1 and block 2. I also make sure that I have my essential question and my standards listed. And that's posted on my board. And I also have an example of one of my many anchor charts that's posted in my room. I think, and with my anchor charts, I have that. If that's a specific area that we're focusing on for the lesson for the week, or the weekly lessons, that's at the front of the class. But I do keep my anchor charts posted throughout the year, unless we are doing district or state assessments. Okay, for my classroom rules, I always focus on the positive. I do not believe in using the word no. So, for example, instead of saying no talking, I make sure I say, please raise your hand to speak. I also make sure that instead of no running, no hitting, be respectful of your classmates. Please use your walking feet. I do reward students with dojo points. We have our PBIS focus at my school, so I give dojo points for students who model positive behavior. Our classroom rules are posted and they are reviewed. We focus heavily on our classroom routine, our daily routine, the first week of school, and then we always review and revisit our classroom rules. I'm always encourage my students to please do their very best, and I ensure that my rules are aligned with the school and district expectations. As far as my classroom procedure, being that we have different blocks and students do transition, they do go to specials, they go to lunch, we have assemblies, and we go to recess. They need to have procedures. They need to know what is expected at various times during our transition. Again, this is something that we focus heavily on during the first week. I get my students used to our daily routine in the classroom. And when you have an effective routine into place, it creates a harmonious environment. And by that, I mean an environment where everything flows smoothly. I do know that things will not always be perfect, but I do like for things to flow as smoothly as possible. I have picture below an example of classroom procedures and routines. This is not specifically my classroom, but just the image that I found to help to outline classroom procedures and routines. Lastly, principles of assessments and grading plans. Classroom assessments that are they're given at the end of the module. It may not be on a Friday, but once we finish with a particular module or lesson, that's when an assessment is given. They're based upon the standards, and also with our classroom and district-wide assessment that helps to prep us for our end of grade testing, and that helps me to know, based on the assessments, what I need to spiral back on and focus on before we go into our EOGs at the end of the year. And this is my reference, Methods for Effective Teaching, Meeting the Needs of All Students, which is our course book. Thank you all for your attention and for viewing my presentation.